Alright, new episode, and I'm a bit, well, fired up. As in, I got plans for this episode. As you can see, our army is in Khuttal, home of the Sogdian people, of a Buddhist origin. And if you're wondering, why is our army still doing over there? Well, we're helping the Sogdians defeat that host of theirs. I mean, with our combined strength, we could take them on. We already beat them once in battle, and then we'll beat them one more time if we have to. But now there's soon to be bigger problems. First, our enemies, the Sogdians, which is now run by this powerful Turkish ruler, which is fighting a holy war against Khuttal. Not only he's a member of the Ring of Honor, siege master, and penetrable defender. So basically a feared opponent if anybody should get into a duel with him. Not even that flu should stop him. But he's a Zoroastrian. Most of his vassals, although there's still a few Slavic pagans around and such, yeah, only a few Slavic pagans remain as they've all embraced Zoroastrianism. And also a few more driven from that previous ruler. Although, so it's safe to say that the pagans were once our great eastern enemy, but now we should consider them no longer as an enemy, but a possible potential ally if we were fortunate enough to come up with something for them. So right now we'll just finish our deal with the Sogdians and then come back home, which back home there's a civil war going on. It's a Assyrian Revolt War for Prince Katsiu's claim on Assyria. Kingdom of Assyria. And we have no armies there. So should these guys ever be successful on the Revolt War, even though they're only numbered 4,000, tenacious man they call him, then my brother becomes the King of Assyria while I get to run Babylonia. Which means this guy here, along with a few other territories, is going to go to Assyria while I get whatever is left. And I would run Babylonia. He was once an imbecile, but not anymore. He's slow, he's shrewd, so he knows things. I mean, it almost cancels out slow, so you could say, well, yep, he's taking up theology, but he's learning a few things, so he's almost mentally normal, in a sense. But he's got a wife, but he will never be king. I mean, he was once king of Babylonia, but we're not going to make him king of Assyria, not on my watch. So since our troops are so far away from home, and from the Sogdian expeditions, it kind of clouded my judgment. So this was another mistake on my part, and I will definitely hold up on my regrets. Although we don't want the Sogdians to come over here. But what about our old friends, the Georgians? Political concerns. Georgian Mesopotamian vassalization war. So soon we're going to be neighbors with Georgia. Which is fine, because we consider them as, well, I guess friends, but fortunately political concerns keeps it away. And I doubt that, well, this is highly doubtful, but I'm trying to think. No on matrilineal marriage because of line of succession. Because I only have one daughter, Miriam. Is through my Sogdian Buddhist wife, which is one of the reasons why we have this marriage alliance, along with another one of my, I think, sisters, married to, yes, my sister Samantha, married to Khosrow. Ugly bastard, but it's fine. Look, we will stop helping the Sogdians. We've already accomplished our mission by taking care of the pagans of the East. We have to come back home, deal with the Civil War, and eventually we'll look into, finally go to wars against Syria and Anatolia for the control of the eastern Mediterranean coast in parts of Syria and Jerusalem. Kingdom of Jerusalem, de jure. And since we make a pretty good amount of money, even though it's due to the fact that we lost so many troops, mainly due to supply rather than combat, we have over 2,000 grace, so here's something that I'm going to do. But remember, when we come back home, we're going to shift our policy, if I can even call it that, to Assyria first. We'll no longer help the Sogdians, or even the Georgians, or whatever friends that we do or do not have elsewhere. Just rely on us only, and focus on the real goals. So Assyria first will be the policy. But now we have to ask a boon from China to request trade contract. By requesting the Imperial Seal, our trade posts will attract merchants from far and wide to trade in exotic goods. Having an Imperial trade contract will boost the value of my Silk Road trade post by 100% for 25 years. So, by 890. Yes, 890. I was just trying to use. So by 890, then this will expire. So this will be all worth it. This is just a boost to our economy. To the protector, general of the honored Empress addresses the pious king of the kingdom of Assyria. May good help be with you. The heavenly Zizlu Jehun, Empress Zongzong of the Queen Empire, has generously granted my request. A royal seal has been delivered, denoting the status of the kingdom of Assyria as a favored state for imperial goods. Splendid. But right now, I assume these trade posts are going to be under scrutiny. Because some of that's... So we'll hire mercenaries. Hope they didn't take those Arab mercenaries. Oh, and by the way, we have a new holy order now. And apparently it doesn't cost me nothing. For that monthly cost, it requires piety. But, we only use holy orders to fight against heathens and heretics, but these guys aren't neither. So I'm not saying they won't fight against rebels, I mean, just do it. You'll get all the piety back when I join the Monastic Society once this whole thing is over. I'd say I still have mercenaries. Or are these guys mercenaries? Who cares? Just stay to your post, get your morale up, and fight the rebels while we will try to find that other host. Wherever he is. Kabul. Okay. I'm sure they're going to be coming back and we'll beat them one more time. And then, large bands of rebels and opportunists are flocking to the banner of the faithless traitor Hosea Rabbah. Carrion for the vultures. Oh, gee. They got a few more now. There they are. There's the enemy. You've taught me well on that way of philosophy. Now you be the marshal, even though you should have been more suited for other skills. Well, anyways, the monument promised by Mayor Ava is finished. Upon unveiling, a statue of myself was revealed, and I noticed the crowd smiling and giving me a round of applause. I said that I would soon join the Monastic Society, the community of St. Abraham. What? It's too much. Remove it, please. It's just for more piety. Okay, remember, after this battle of Khuttal, then we have to go home. A long march home. And reinforce with them. So we'll figure out where is their next move. So let's stay there while we deal with those guys. Now remember, this is the last time I'm ever helping these Sogdians. If they get into another defensive war, I will send them money, financially. While my training has greatly improved my physical prowess and skills of combat, it has not had a positive effect on my looks. My skin has grown rough and blemished by a countless amount of old bruises and small scars. And so what? Looks do not matter. Now I'm uncouth, just like my great-grandfather. Come on, you lazy Sogdian bastards. Oh, just wondering. Duke of Katsiu. Also for political concerns. Unless you have to make it like him more, but seems, you know, a likely story. I was about to say, what happened to, the little deal with Muscat? Thought we had a pact that we signed, but I think that person's since gone, or whoever. Unless you want to look for those guys. Nestorians. No children. Again, I only have one daughter. And, my brothers hold land, and they're already married. So yeah, we're gonna be all alone, just like what I said for the future plan. Assyria first. Let the battle continue. We have to get the next home. Oh. I was about to say, I would... Oh, he's a cannibal, burn him. Alright, boys, let's skedaddle. Well, I will lead this army now. What skills do you have? None. Who died and made you Grand Master? But it's open elective. Not any better. Which matter of fact, I think you can view it on the list of this society here. Again, this is part of the Orders of Chivalry mod. You can join Holy Orders, which you can only rank up to those three. But you can never be Grandmaster. That's AI only. You can go as far as Prior, so you can organize the vote, offer land, found a Holy Order for yourself if you're of a Count or Duke level. And also you could see my little 5-episode mini-series where I played as Sardinia. And this was pre-Holy Fury stuff. When I showed the, playing as a Holy Order. Huh. So there's only sergeants and knights, but no priors. Well, then again, they've all joined just recently. But again, I have no desire for joining that. That's only people with a martial education that can join. I think. Let me see. One of which was martial education. Or setting trait. And also, you gotta be zealous. And of course, not an animal. That's for lunatics. One would think I should join soon, but I will join after the war, alright? Everybody at full morale? Yeah, should be full by the time this battle will begin. They hired mercenaries. They hired the Turkic company. But they're going to another direction. Probably to get the rest of those guys. Gee, it's way more than I imagined. I was about to say, apparently they joined the revolt too. Because no, I mean, originally it was just only this localized. Now it has extended. But they're going that way already, so. Oh, god damn it. They can't fight them. You see, there's no that, so we wasted all that piety for nothing. Which, of course, we could get it back easily. So I guess we have to get mercenaries. Oh, they haven't hired the Arab company. Good, but unfortunately they've already been used previously. And they got those guys too. The Russ company, great number, but I doubt it would be enough to make a difference. Well, that was an error on my part. Hell, that! We need a holy order for this. Zoroastrian uprising, but... Oh, hell! We can't make a move. It's a lost cause, guys, but just do what you can. Oh boy, you done did yourself. Well, again, long march home. It would take a year to get the heck all the way over here. So I think a civil war will be more important. We'll let the infidels win this one, if they manage to retake it all, and then we'll fight in another war and retake those places. This just complicates things now. But I kind of don't want to bring the Sogdians on a long journey to help defend our homeland. But who would be willing to marry her in a matrilineal marriage? Other than nomads. Kiev. Katsiu and Bohemia became independent. Kiev. Oh, this area here. Another nomadic territory. Counts, barons, do. Who is the Duke of the Islands? I doubt you have the strength for that. No. Well, we're gonna be screwed. At least temporarily until, you know, the army comes back and then, again, once these mercenaries defeated, then we're gonna have to dismiss them immediately. As I said before, do what you can. Well, we couldn't do it. We only killed about 35 of these guys. Well, don't worry, you'll get your morale up, and maybe we'll have a chance to get another crack at them. Oh, they're taking that. Huh. My vassal Count Botros of Anajar is concerned about his non-inheriting sons. He asks you to consider them when looking for new vassals. No. That's crazy talk. I was thinking about dismissing immediately, but they didn't lose that many. Are they going to be fighting against the Zoroastrians? Why, yes they are, but they're moving away now. Get back to Nineveh. Hold your ground. Wait for the army to come, even though they're a long way and they're soon going to be running out of supplies because of that Sogdian expedition. That's what it's for. I really do not want my brother to be running things. The Anatolians. Did your war over Tiberius. My goodness, the Anatolians are striking back. This county, technically under our control, but it's rebel territory. You've said Assyria first, but clearly only one. I was about to say, there's only one way out of this. Yeah, he has a plot to kill me, but not if I kill him first. That's the only way to end this war. If we could just kill my brother, even though I fear to be a kinslayer and possibly have to abdicate to give it to Miriam, which she will be the first female ruler of Assyria and Babylonia. Or it could be my other brother, Nahor. In the event of his death, he could have Babylonia, and the realm will split once again. So, what is it going to be? And also we have to fight against the Anatolians as well. And don't forget about the Zoroastrians of Kurdistan. Which the ruling dynasty is extinct, but the people are not. Okay, they're putting them down now. Doing us a favor. Fighting against their old Slavic brethren. And they're killing the other rebel army. Those are mainly mercenaries, as I recall. Yeah, they're probably gonna go fight them while we try to get together. At least we have the money to maintain a mercenary band. Okay, we're back together. Good to be back home, but unfortunately, it's at a crisis. You should be direct leader. I'll be on the flank, and this guy here. We'll move up here, then we'll move down to face them. I mean, yes, it's going to take a while to reinforce just about everybody. Well, we can't let them wait for them to be reinforced. She's got to have struggle now. because I would like to have her have a martial education, you know, just in case if something bad happens to me and we need a new strong ruler in the future. While these Anatolians are taking back what is theirs, and they shouldn't allow it. As I said, I'm going to apologize to every Assyrian, Levantine, Armenian, Kurdish, all subjects of all nationalities, that the Sogdians have clouded my judgment. But now, we have to right those wrongs. And if the war doesn't go well for us, we're going to have to approve the assassination plot against my brother. If the war doesn't go well for us. We're already losing our Senate. Invade him, come on. What's that about? Oh, civil wars are always tragic. Yeah. We lost our center. Okay, do not engage with the Anatolians. Defeat the rebels first. I guess we would have to retake those territories. I think we should hire another mercenary band. Just a little cheaper. Yeah, why not? More Russian mercenaries. Not this way. Just to bolster our numbers a little bit more. Sure, it'll cost more, but it'll be manageable. Especially when we use local resources as a source of income. And don't forget about the trade contract with the Chinese Empire, or the Empire of the Jurchens that ruled China. Then, if we get more income, I mean, it says something about that somewhere, right? No, it's right here. That... Sure, it says it somewhere. It'll be pretty easy to retake. I don't will fight them in Sinjar again. Confucianism has spread in this area. Again, it's that region. Apparently a few in India, one in Tibet, and apparently this region is popular with philosophical spreads. But I'm an Aristotelian, and I honestly, personally, could care less. Oh, there's that modifier I was looking for. Trade income, 100%. That's what I was looking for. That's what we mean. Oh, and also the library's finished on stage 2, but we're not going to build anything at a moment. We've lost Tiberius. Tell you what, after when this is all said and done, and the aftermath of Civil War, and as we reinforce and build up, fight against Syria, take this one county, then fight against the Anatolians, if we're strong enough to take them, to take Tiberias back. The origins and deeds of the Goths. I'll look that up a little later. So it's the Assyrian army, a multi-ethnic Assyrian army, mostly Assyrian, and Russian mercenaries to take on the rebels that wish to put my, well, not so intelligent brother of mine. I don't think there's any need for that. Now we can start sieging. Oh, and also one other change. Okay, once the Civil War's over, I'm going to switch this back to balanced, because if you're going to be switching, like for noble tax or levy, it should be going this way and never that way. But once this, again, post-Civil War period will be a changing time for Assyria. Oh yeah, that little piece of land too. The defenders of Palmyra have driven them off, while we will take here. Do we still have our 2,000 strong retinue? Yes, but they're slowly reinforcing. Get the money for that. Again, they won't do much damage. Huh. He's not a renowned physician. Since I lost Tiberius, I was about to say, that doesn't make me have a strong claim. No? And some would say it was their right to take it back. Because, you know, he's also the king of Jerusalem. Just wondering. Hideous, they call him. I was honored by your visit. Just being humble. Hope you're not mad at me because of the Civil War and everything. Nah, he just doesn't like me for being, you know, having sympathies for Buddhists. The defenders of this barony have driven the defenders out of there again. They can't even siege. We have the upper hand. I've always imagined I would be the first to go, but now I'm the one mourning for the departure of my dear friend. Never again I'll hear Yaya's jolly laugh or receive his wise counsel. It is as if I have lost an essential part of myself. I feel so powerless. He died a natural death. He wouldn't want me to cry. Let's drink in his honor. I probably had one drink too many when I'm joined by an equally intoxicated man. It takes me a few minutes to realize, but it surely must be Tomei. We spent quite some time drinking together and sharing our sorrows. Perhaps a new friend is what I need. Although he's an old man, but he's an experienced commander. We're gonna go in after him. We're gonna fight them in one more battle. To Sinjar. No, we're gonna catch him up. Stop. We have to take it back. Actually, which fort? Okay, instead go to Hasaka. But that was all 5. This one's 4.5, 4.50. So it's easier to take this barony. My wife has the flu. Also, I hope you get me a son. Raiders. It's not for us, it's just they wanted to drive the raiders out, and now they failed to do so. Almost over. It's been 100 years since this playthrough began. And here we are, 100 years later. It's like, yes, we've expanded greatly, but politically, not so much. We aren't doing too well. My knowledge of the Aristotelian philosophy has convinced me that I should write a book commenting its main ideas. Oh, I think I have a great mind for this. Let's see how this goes. Raiders are raiding that area, which, honestly, I don't care about that because it's too far up. I don't know why we have that, but it's there. Alright. It's over. You still get to be Duke. Thank goodness. It's gonna take a long while to refill the whole levies, which now we're, well, just consider myself lucky. Anatolians are busy. Yeah. They're busy. And those Hellenic pagans are now expanding into areas more. I mean, they control Greece, I think. Yes, they do. They control Greece, but if only they had controlled that if it weren't for the Anatolians. You just hope they don't make their way into Sicily or even to Rome. Oh no, I am telling you something. That's Bulgarian. So yeah, it's like, yeah, despite the lowered... Oh no, it ain't that low. You know, if they were to get more... So you just hope they don't reform that faith as well, just like the Africans. All because of the Anatolians. 3 tributary states. Made these guys as well. And now there. Oh boy. Again, a road to recovery now begins. So head to Nineveh. And we'll figure out what we could do around here politically. As well as me with my personal morals. The origin of deeds of the gods. The origins and deeds of the Goths was written in late Latin by bureaucrat Jordanus. It gives an ethnography of the North and recounts several mythological accounts before telling the encounters of the Goths with the Romans and the defeat of the Goths by the Byzantine general Belisarius. That's what I got just recently. So that's a martial book. Don't I have another one around here? Yes, this one. The Memorial of Zaria, which we've had that book for a while. So it tells of the death and battle of the mythical hero Zaria and the revenge of his death. So with those 2 martial books, so therefore That's +1 when you combine the two. Which I again have to reiterate for those who may not know about how the university mod works. Which, by the way, as of this recording, the university mod just got a little update, just a quick fix on the little tutor thing. No idea what it may be, unless I would choose one in the court. Like what? Other choices? Oh, he's a court eunuch, so you could say, yeah, he can be the legal tutor. Whoever wants to be taught, well, there's he. He ain't hard to find. But now, a period of recovery must begin. Our economy is booming, thanks to the trade contract with China. So I thought, I guess, we could spend something. Even though I'm reluctant, but I'm not going to build up another stage. Because that would cost me, ooh, quite a bit. And it will take 24 years to do so. So let's not think about that. Again, this library is the home of the Natural Science Collection and Poetry and Drama Collection. And since we're a bit military intensive these days, and will be, I guess we're going to have History Collection. Manuscripts recorded in the known history of modern civilization and warfare. It'll take 2 years, so it'll be alright. 2 years wouldn't hurt. Since we're going to be in a period of peace. Also build this up. Now the garden. I don't know why you want to loot that garden, even though it's... I mean, you can't loot your own library, can you? No, because I participated in the construction. So you're saying you can loot your own wonders, even though the previous owners were long gone. I guess that's due to because he's still around. And he was the owner before he took it. Looking. Just wondering. Garden retinue. There's no such thing as a library retinue, right? No. A retinue. I think I remember reading on Crusader King's Week about having a retinue for a wonder. I think it can help you bring up spawned troops. So that I may take into consideration. Boy, this will cost me. I'll get that. Secluded groves. A place for hiding or romance. Yeah, you'll engage in private conversation just like the winery. Vineyard. But fertility. We need a little bit of fertility these days. Knowing that how beautiful the Garden of Baghdad is. Just similar to the Gardens of Babylon. And also, finally, I will join a community of Saint Abraham. Oh. This is what they mean. Abraham of Kashgar. Not Abraham of the Bible, which I thought it was originally. Unless he is from there. I don't know what I'm thinking. So yes, they say about 3 great Nestorian doctors. Nestorius, Diodor of Tarsus, and Theodore of Mopsuestia. Only the literate may join the order, and strict celibacy is required. Study and Protestantism are the corner pillars of the order, and as a member I'm expected to spread the Nestorian faith ever eastward or westward. Alright, we are delighted with your decision to join our ranks as a lay member, King. Together we shall strive for the betterment of ourselves and our fellow Christians by following the rule of St. Abraham. It is a great honor, Melchiel Schema. I will try to get rid of these sins. I have the piety. If I can get rid of just these 2 sins here, then you're qualified for sainthood. And yes, if you have a sympathy for any religion, it does not count as a vice. People can still be saints. It doesn't matter if you are sympathetic to Jews, Muslims, Zoroastrians, or pagans or Eastern religions. You'll be fine. And how many members? There's 2 megalos skills. Bishop Saud Mastery, who's also a philosophical tutor of Man. Tome! I didn't know you're the member of this society as well. I thought you would be a round table type of guy. So it's good on you. I mean, I can hope you can only get rid of your sin. That's what I hope for. Again, they mainly live here. Oh, and one other thing I'm wondering. Oh yeah, the Serb is still around. Married to an Italian Neophysite. Odd combo. But, I said yes, it's Dynasty Musaka that originally... I mean, are you sure it's the same dynasty that ruled Or? Yes. Yes, it's them. But now they will live in Egypt in exile, we can consider. Orid government in exile. I could donate money just for more piety and increase temple vassal opinion, which I think he'll be more than happy that I would be doing such things. Yeah, Islamic jurist. Don't mind that. That's because he had a legal tutor or military tutor. One of those two taught him things because he's of Arabic culture. And don't mind the word Islamic. It's how it is. If you're of that culture and an historian. This is your mess. Clean it up. One last thing to check before we get on with working in the Monastic Society. Yes, wife's pregnant. Hope for a son. Oh, I just remembered. We could switch back to primogeniture. Now that's what we call period of recovery indeed. We hope this civil war will never be another civil war like that again, alright? Just hope for that. Need to choose a patron saint. And since these guys are into learning, so look for learning. Here it is. The wise and learned Saint Augustine. So hurt my fertility a bit. And I will make special plans for Lent. And, you know, just to say that, hey, I'm trying to be a changed man here. So again, if you're not familiar with this, since it's been a couple of kings ago since we last did this, Lent is a period preceding Easter, during which the faithful abstain from meat and among other worldly pleasures as an act of penance. It is a period of prayer, sacrifice, and acts of charity. The purpose is to meditate upon the sufferings of Christ and to grow in his likeness. How would I prepare for this season? Well, I shall observe all that is required as a Christian. Don't want to be malnourished yet. I mean, I haven't lived in that ascetic lifestyle yet. And also we can use this money to look for more resources in our domain, as there's only Ivory Hunter's Lodge and Gemstone Mine. So whatever is in Erbil or Nizamin better be something good. Am I seeing what I'm seeing? I just saw it up. There's a gold mine that's been found, and a gold mine up in Armenia. Yeah, that Bosnian gold is long gone. But hey. Oh no, these two are desert. It's highly unlikely if we could find a gold mine. Because I don't have a province under control that is of mountains. Actually, look to the Baron. Hang on. We need to be strong again. And then reinforce fast. The church teaches that Christ died for his sins on the cross, but he also must seek his forgiveness and keep his commandments to attain salvation. Our priest implored the whole congregation to go to confession this Sunday. What would you do? Yikes. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I've been a bad boy. But don't worry, Assyria will rise again. But is to be led by He is risen! Easter is the most important feast of the church. All over Christendom, people gather at night in the church with candles unlit. Then a priest lights a fire and put a light on all the candles, whilst excerpts from the Bible are read from Genesis to the death and resurrection of Christ. At this moment, the whole church celebrates the victory of Christ, the victory of light over darkness and life over death. The period of fasting is over and the time for celebration begins. Let us celebrate. You can go take care of these raiders. Now these are of our raiders. Not the Slavic ones. Yeah. They made it Galvokine too. Oh boy. Okay, who in Babylonia doesn't like? Ah, of course, you. Here, have some money. There, all better. Problem solved. Marty is gonna be the name, even though she's a bit, sickly. Please save her. At least those guys over there will be. It seems whatever treatment the Bishop Abia administered worked. Little Marty is better now. She appears to be no different than other children of her age. God be praised for our good fortune. Interesting, portrait-wise. We're gonna have a daughter who looks Assyrian, and the other daughter who looks Sogdian. What do you want? Yeah, sure, whatever. You ain't gonna be king. But at least, we have nephews. At least you named it after my father, who died bravely during his first Sogdian expedition, which ended the war. So let's hold a summer fair. I was about to say feast, but it's fair. I've given an order that a summer fair should be held in Nineveh this summer. This should make the peasants happy. Again, we're trying to make it feel like, don't worry, this kingdom is okay. We're just recovering from a devastating civil war period. And we're trying to right all the wrongs. And me personally. The jester who performed during the summer fair ran around in a silly hat with bells. Before I knew it, he hit me with his bauble. Everyone laughed at this and his jokes, or rather, his insults. It was rather funny. Mummers are singing outside the townhouse as well, slowly moving towards my castle. The summer fair Suddenly felt less pleasant as the mummers, clad in strange clothes, went door to door, singing and frightening small children. Come in, welcome. Hungry guys, you know. Remember, save that money for Christmas. When the alderman asked for permission for a summer fair, I could have never guessed I would regret that. After the pie powder court held in front of my own bailiff, they sentenced one of my vassals to being drawn in a tumbler across the town square. Oh, what the heck? I can't believe their prudence. You'll get over it. You're just a baron. The peddlers are loading their wares, and the merchants are taking down their stalls. The jugglers, strolling players, and the other entertainers are preparing to leave. The summer fair is over for this year. It was great fun while it lasted. Ever since the Battle of Tabaristan, I find it hard to be near my children for fear of being sent away again. I cannot stand the thought of us losing each other. And this distance is better. Surely it is better. No. No. Indefinite no. Well, they do encourage celibacy as far as text is concerned, but it would add more to the devotion. If I take a vow of celibacy now, but I don't think it hurts having two daughters, and I think it's about time for Assyria to have its first female ruler. Although, not many people are going to like that, but I shall never be close to anyone again. I've taken a vow of celibacy. But at least the church will like it, and other celibates out there will like me more. I've learned today that the mothers in Nineveh keep their daughters in line by threatening to marry them off to someone as hideous as me. It's my scars, right? They could do, no. The humility. I should spend more time indoors. Fine. What on earth? Call us just Ezekiel. May Allah destroy your house. This is a formal declaration of war. Our armies shall meet on the field of battle. The Caliph himself. But he's a vassal to the Sultan of Yemen. So basically it's like, well, he has to fight somebody, otherwise his decadence is going to be going up if he doesn't declare war on somebody, and yet that turns out to be me. Okay, dokie. It's not a holy war. Just wondering. Guess it'll still cost me plenty, but again, it's only how many are there? Oh, just send our retinue down there. They'll take care of it. How did the Africans? Oh, old African, not the reformed one. They call him Girl Arm. Oh, right, it's a mercenary company that took over the territory. After they couldn't pay enough money, and they'll be like, fine, we're going to take it over for ourselves. This again keeps hurting herself due to her low intrigue education. What happened to their big bad ruler? Hey, since it's Gavelkind, does that mean, No, wait, he's a sultan of both. Transylvania, which is that area. Had the Sogdians controlled it for themselves, they would have called it Sogdiana. But now the Slavic pagans are back in action. At least for now. He'll most likely get assassinated. Again, we will no longer worry about the East anymore. For Aristotle, Happiness can be achieved by fulfilling one's function. And what is the function of humans if not justice? Now you know what you must do to fulfill your purpose. To each his own. I became just. Ah, thank you, Aristotle. Even though they don't care if you're just or arbitrary in this monastic order, but it's good for the realm. I told you that we're gonna turn Assyria back around. That we will not make these same mistakes again. Tiberius, oh yeah. Gotta remember. Take Tiberius back. And eventually, well, Assyria first, then Tiberius. Because I believe in the right of reclaiming. Or something like that along the lines. Women's law. They will now be marginal, so women can be spy masters now. Just trying to be progressive. Progressive for the realm, and also try to get rid of my sins. Where is your... Where does he live? Oh, he's down there in Yemen and Oman. Nothing here. Keep going south. No wonder why he couldn't declare a holy war. He's not bordered in that area. There they are. Go chase them down. It's a wonder how most of my commanders are old men. And not somebody, you know, young, inexperienced. I'm pretty great, after all. I think I should be proud of myself. I'll bounce back with that. Now I have more sins than virtues. Give me a mission already. Tell me what I got to do. Khuzestan. Oh, you guys took it. Basra has become a powerful vassal. Here we go. The desert's a little harsh, but we'll be alright. Even if we have to take it to the mountains. Holy crap. Slavic raiders. Quick. Oh, I mean, I don't want to get killed. Here. I don't want to do this anymore. Jump them. Siege here. We'll do with the rest. If not, then we'll be sending a few of our troops down there. Which, of course, it's a long way there. We lost more. Damn, these guys were strong. If only our retinue was here, we would have taken care of that problem easily. Again, we were still in a recovery period. They've just taken advantage of our weakness. We don't want to let them loot parts of the library. Remember I said send a few troops over? Well, I guess a few wouldn't hurt. I think that's the first time we ever used ships on this occasion. It's just to reinforce the siege. Called the Emir of Sakatra. Marriage alliance? Yes. I'm sure they've already left by ship. Finally, after several months, I finished my book. It is being widely praised as scholars as a masterpiece. My very own book! Wait, where is it? Where is it? On Aristotle by King Ezekiel. This book is an insightful commentary on Aristotle's philosophy by King Ezekiel of Assyria. Well, I guess he is smart enough to be writing this type of book. It's good for diplomacy. And plus, it's not a study book or not saying equipped. It's one of those passive effects. As long as you get the learning, then you get more diplomacy. If only Aristotelianism spreads here in Assyria, I guess it's more popular. Visiting the monastery at which my order has convened at this time, I joined my fellow lay members in dutifully performing all tasks required of us. In the evening, after a hard day's work, the abbot gathers all the visiting lay members and reveals the monastery's great treasure, a great relic that's been safeguarded here for many generations. What's that? Fragment of the true cross. I can become ambitious, and that's good for skill, and everything else in between. And I did say that Assyria should rise again, so it should be mine. I didn't get ambitious, but I'm doing something pretty stupid here. It has been brought to our attention that you are perhaps not spending the appropriate effort on matters of theology. We would like to encourage you to set aside your worldly worries and focus on matters divine in nature. Go with God. It's theology. Let's see. Yes, it'll hurt a bit when we lose the martial skill and a bit of combat skill. Then again, most of our money should be spent on more levies. So, I think I'll manage. I will go for theology. We are happy to hear that you devoted your time to the matters of theology. May the coming years of devoted study bless you with new insights. The Bible shall be my foremost companion. We'll be all right. Having decided that the relic would be much better safeguarded in my own hand, I must now tackle the task of how to liberate it from the confines of the monastery. I could think of a few different paths to take. Look, we got a huge amount of money. We should bribe the abbot. Bribing the abbot, to ensure nobody's around, would almost guarantee to succeed. He is, however, just as guaranteed to have a high price. Let's bribe him. I don't want to get risky, because I don't think I'm the good guy with the martial or intrigue anymore. So bribe him. We'll get more money through silk trade and local resources. My wish to become a better Christian has led me to the rule of Saint Abraham. As I have followed this holy path, I have noticed that my sense of ego and need for recognition has all but vanished again. This change has helped me focus on things which really matter. Praise be God, I'm humble again. Secluded Groves is finished. And so is the history collection, so military technology will spread more. And as for the garden, increased fertility. Just wait until you have 2,000 gold again before we spend on anything that has to do with the wonders of the world. My plan went flawlessly. Not a single soul saw or heard me during the night. And it was not ere daybreak that a theft was discovered, and nobody suspects that it was I. I am the best. I got the nail to the true cross. Alright, move in. Alright, nail the true cross. Thanks for the money. Here it is. A nail the cross Jesus was crucified upon. To possess such a fragment of true cross is tremendously prestigious. More piety and more diplomacy. More Slavic raiders. Drive them out of here. Help them out too. Killed them all. Hold it. You still have our vassals out there. You wouldn't want to do that. Where's CK2? Apparently the Order of St. Anthony holds land. Yeah, you retinue fellows are going to have to walk home. Once this is all over. Everything's going to be alright. And as we said before, do not worry. The realm will never split again. Let's see. I grew more and more impatient with Chancellor Amram. His slothfulness makes him go extreme lengths to avoid having to do actual work. Oh, give him a stern talk. I'm glad to hear that Chancellor Amram decided to mend his ways and start working harder. His slothfulness has caused us to miss the opportunity to improve Nineveh. Seems to have disappointed overnight. I'm glad I talked sternly to him about it. Just two more. Oh. Just a reminder. Keep it up like that, and maybe they'll form Persia. Zoroastrian uprisings again. They lost their best warrior. Surprised nobody's bothering them. %. 104 gold in war reparation. Pleasure doing business with you. We might even consider going to war against Syria. You know, it's a weakened nation. And then also, we're just one stepping stone away. Okay, look. Well, actually, wait for them to arrive from the Persian Gulf. I live my life as other men do, navigating its rocks and obstacles, doing my best to achieve successes endeavors. Still, everything we do takes place in the light of Jesus, and we must take care lest the influence of Satan comes to our lives. Should ponder this more deeply. The Aristotelian philosophy has been good to me, but now let's just try to learn about the Bible. At the behest of the community of St. Abraham. Theoretical. We can't be doing that, so... Look, I made you less lazy now, so... I need you to fabricate claim, but... Wait a minute, disease. Smallpox, how long has that been around? Alexandretta. For about... over a year. It didn't spread that far, so... to Tripoli. Try to fabricate a claim on the county of Tripoli, so that'll give me an excuse for war. I do not want to spend a great deal of money nor piety on border dispute wars. And it seems I lost the claim for Tiberias, so maybe we should forget it and go straight for Jaffa again, in another theoretical conflict in the future. Just want to recover. And since I noticed that Croatia has become Orthodox because of the Anatolians, even though they're having quite a bit of time fighting with Bulgaria. While Bulgaria itself is fighting against the Greek pagans. And I thought about, I don't know, the future for the Avars have become Orthodox too. And the Norse are getting strong. My goodness. Those who've originated from Cornwall, and also have the champion blood of it, has formed the Empire of Britannia. Wow. Well, Spain's got many kingdoms. Sogdians. And the African faith has made its presence known by passing through Gibraltar. When we reach the 900s, then the Great Holy Wars period begins. And as I said, Europe is a mess. The Bohemians aren't doing too good as well. And yet, it's only the Balkans and parts of Eastern Europe is the areas that makes the most sense, territorial-wise. Even the Avars, though nomadic, even got their, I was about to say, groove back together. What did I think of that? I mean, I wish I could have, I don't know, assassinate the Avars, then I'm going to send missionaries over to help convert to Nestorian. Well, that's another thing we'd have to do in the future. Look for places to send, what's Dukla doing? Curious. I think Bulgaria would be the best bet if we were to have another ally in the future in the war against the Anatolians. You're not zealous, are you? Cynical. Good enough. Just an attempt. Even our moral authority is great. All thanks to the piety. Tenacious he is, but he's going to be gone pretty soon. See how the Bulgarians will react. My liege, I have arrived safety in Tarnovo, and the local rulers giving me permission to remain here and spread the true faith. May Jesus grant me the strength to endure the heathen ways of these savages. Best of luck to you. I hope he embraces Nestorianism just like the Serbs of Ohrid, which they now live in the Nile Delta in Egypt. The hectic life of a ruler rarely allows for sufficient time for contemplation. I ask you to seclude yourself and think about your life and your actions, a sort of penance for your sins. How old are you? Just wondering. Also, you're embarrassed, believer, because, well, you're a little greedy. You've earned your money. And plus, we have a different... I'm Aristotelian, you're Platonist, so we can't get along that much, Saud. Penance, there it is, penance. Today my seclusion begins. I have selected a simple chamber in the castle where I will spend most of my time during the coming months. Within those bare walls I shall do my prayers, read the Bible, and contemplate my life and actions. God shall be my companion. The old Georgian is winning, and he would like to see the Bogomolist faith strengthening. Even though they're a heresy to the Orthodox, not a heresy to us, so we don't care. My liege, I bring bad news. Although it seemed to be making progress in encouraging King Khuttal to abandon his heathen ways, he had a sudden change of heart. I've been banished from Tarnovo, and the faithful converts are left without a pasture. Let us pray for the safety of the congregation left behind. Very unfortunate. There are other places. Highly unlikely, but... Is there anyone better at learning for this? Yeah. Highly unlikely, but what if we try to politicize this Slavic here? I cannot make sense of the passage of the Bible. The words are archaic and their meaning is deeply hidden by copious layers of symbolism. It would greatly benefit my spiritual development if I discovered the text essence on my own. Though at this point, perhaps I would be better asking my Court Chaplin, which he's over there now. You know what? I'll figure this on my own because I have a good learning skill and I'm a erudite. 68% chance that I would interpret this passage successfully. A true follower of the rule of St. Abraham does not give up easily. I keep at it, reading the passage again and again, compared it with the other holy texts, and mulled over the wording for hours at end. It went slowly, but every now and then I uncovered new pieces of the puzzle, and suddenly I saw it. Such elegance, such depth. I'll carry this revelation with me till the day I die. The wisdom of God is infinite and indisputable. Piety bonus. So yeah, testament to my great understanding of the Bible. Guess I was fortunate. Okay, you're in Nishapur now, so let's just hope there'll be... I wish to become a better Christian living to the rule of St. Abraham. As I'm striving to be more like St. Abraham, I also realize that I rarely envy the fortune of others anymore. Praise be God. Armenians successfully taken parts of Tabaristan. Alright, what can we do with this money? We can build one more beach. You know about me making vassals happy? And I think I'll do the same thing for the garden. Let's have some minor tiles. We'll build Keeper of the Tomes, and that's also for plus 5% culture technology spread. From old ledgers covered in dust, nearly minted pages, all written text needs someone to care for it. Yeah, I could think of a few. Is there a minor title that would be, oh, I don't know, some garden keeper or something? No? Okay, I'll think of something else then. Really tempted about having a writ, especially unit guards where you could just spawn up. Like one would think is like, yes, the Assyrians do care about their garden. You know what, screw it. Garden retinue. We'll be fine. I spent an entire day saying prayers in deep concentration. During the first hours, I noticed nothing out of the ordinary, although at some point I lost track of time and entered a dream-like state. There was nothing but holy words passing through my lips, and they rang true as the sweetest music. God has shown me the light. Progress. Paulician Armenians. Don't know what to do with you. Oh, look, it's back. Let's say, how many brothers do you have? Good chief. Chain. I just thought about that. It's like, let's create this title, Duchy of Stein. I'll give it to Basra. So that way I hope they would just split the lands in between. Nasradin, Salahad. Yeah. It's pretty much my way of trying to screw them over. Whenever she passes. Just try to make them a little weak, alright? I was about to say Duchy of Nefwood. Forgot about that. Is it possible that I can give it to someone? Yeah, maybe a little off, but it'll do in the long run. I am bent over the Bible, trying to make sense of an especially cryptic passage, when a faint tap on the door breaks my concentration. I call for my visitor to enter. To my surprise, little Marion, pale face peeks through the opening. Father, why are you hiding? I miss you. 11 years old. Come here, daughter, and we shall read the Bible together. Marion listened attentively as I read from the Bible. After I was done, she had many questions we discussed thoroughly. While Miriam's still too young to grasp the finer nuances, I do think she's learned something important. Helping my daughter is truly rewarding. Proud of you, my daughter. And also heir to Assyria and Babylonia. So she's learned a pretty important lesson. Kind parent. bet she didn't pick up shrewd, which would be excellent. And now I'm no longer greedy. As I follow this holy path, I felt my need for material goods diminish. I no longer crave access and indulgences. Praise be God. And look at that. Now I'm qualified for sainthood whenever I pass. As long as I don't fall into astray to whatever sin or vice that I get into as life goes on. Oh, and another thing. Since I am 35 years old, I should compose a book. A learning book. Something honoring God or something educational. Knowing that I have a long life still ahead of me. God's blessing upon thee, King Ezekiel. We are pleased with your progress. During the time you spent in contemplative seclusion, you have taken a great step on the path of the rule of St. Abraham. I hereby declare your mission completed. Signed, Legolas Schemos. Bring honor to me. Thank you. And now I am charitable. Since I've joined the community of St. Abraham, I've practiced charity, yet it was not until today I realized I was truly glad to let go of my personal possessions. Helping those in need is truly fulfilling. Praise be God. St. Ezekiel has now become a good Christian man, and additionally wrote a book on Aristotle. Copyright tires. Well, look, I view you as being the first warrior queen of Assyria and Babylonia one day. It's because we need strong rulers again. I was brought to this world to be, a good Christian, rather than a good warrior. We'll introduce you to the, just wait a moment. I've invited my vassals to partake in a formal introduction of my Princess Miriam. She'll have to exchange many pleasantries and act in a very formal way, something that might be tiresome for someone as young as her. However, I have the full confidence that she will not disappoint me. They'll be here soon. I don't think I give you a minor title, do I? No. Nothing for her, unfortunately. Look at you, you sick freak! To the oubliette. Permission granted. Now I'm a restless, which I've already taken a vow of celibacy, as you can see here. As Miriam introduces herself to Bishop Sabai of Adaro de Mo, Hanayo, she not only accidentally spills the beverage on Sabi's shoes, but she also manages to insult all of his ancestors. Sorry about that. She could be a little rowdy. A conversion of Bohemia. The tribes of Bohemia have converted to the Catholic faith. A group of priests sent by the Emperor of Britannia have performed a great ritual during which they have converted the entire population of Bohemia along with King Bohuslav and many of his vassals. With this act, the people of Bohemia have once and for all forsaken their old pagan gods. Interesting. And yet they call him the mutilator. What is that? The Jarl is a Buddhist. Yes, there's a Norse Buddhist. Contradicts everything that they do about Viking lifestyle and all that. But it's only a minority. But they're all Germanic. There's no Buddhists in Europe. Widespread as far as we're concerned. It's too bad the Bulgarians did not accept Nestorianism. It would greatly benefit them. Like, even if they converted, I would have helped them get out of debt. We'll be like a bank to them. How are old buddies doing? Not too good, huh? Tell me about it. Screw it, let's hold a grand tournament. We got nothing better to do. We're still waiting for that claim to be fabricated. That's the only time we'll be waiting for war. Okay, now you inherit this territory. Fresh off from the university education, huh? That's why she's a Han culture. Speaks Chinese, but was originally Bedouin. But she's also a polymath, so one would think is, yeah, she's a genius. Is that the Kingdom of Armenia? No, that's Kingdom of Dalem. This is Dalem. So now Armenia has its own kingdom, but the Georgians will soon take over, while Georgia will remain independent. So there'll be, in a sense, two Georgian kingdoms. Oh, no, not my legal tutor. Unfortunate. Sorry about that. Oh, how do I say your name? Oh, yeah, I remember I brought you. Papa Zaguda, Bartholomew. Kinsman. A bastard kinsman. Hope it wasn't an inbred marriage. Somehow. Chief Yazar of Ayu. Third place. Another Ivory Hunter's Lodge. Get to work! Basel. Second place. Let me guess, another military tutor. Abdul Razik. Yep, another military tutor. Guess they're the best around. They're all members of the Sandpit because of Arabic culture. Alright, Keeper of the Tomes is finished. Guard and retinue is still gonna rebuild. Okay. So, now we can have more. Well, there's two different kinds of culture technology spread, but they function the same way. So, who wants to be the Keeper of the Tomes? Guard my stuff, will you? Here it is, Keeper of the Tomes. This honorific is awarded to the person who's shown great aptitude for learning and all related skills. Okay, there's a couple of requirements. It's not just any minor title. The person's got to have a learning greater than 12. Has to be male, however. Typical. This and that and the other. And you got to give it to one of your vassals because, you know, figuring you're mistaken but honest. You're a pretty smart guy. And yet they call you the lame because you're club-footed. You are now Keeper of the Tomes. Keep those books in handy. Don't let anyone steal it. Unless my old soldiers somehow damage the library again. Oh, those raiders we originally driven out? Well, they're back. And they're trying to take a part of Armenia. This is under your jurisdiction. Go take care of it. A town is born. The Nineveh Library has become a center for travelers and commerce. Some people have decided to settle close to the great construction. The latest reports mention children, dogs, cattle. They're obviously putting down deep roots. One holding slot. They're welcome to stay in Nineveh. Aha! I mean, it's not building a city, but it's just a holding slot. That's good. Platonism has spread in this area where the... I was about to say, wait a minute. You're a professor. Are you the headmaster? Because it says Chinese Academy. I was about to say, where are you originally from? But she's a Rani. Hold on, I'm gonna do... My goodness, she is the first to run this university. She's Telugu, Jain, and ugly, even though it doesn't look like that. All sexual confusion. Anyways, Platonism is spread in that area, so it's only in that Chinese university. Save that book. Don't make me come down there. The Legend of Stein the Stormforged. There are many raiders plaguing our shores, but none have become as infamous as Stein the Stormforged. Common folks are afraid to mention his name, thinking that this man is some sort of sea demon, stalking the cold depths of seas and rivers, waiting to strike down an unsuspecting prey. According to the stories, this ravager leads the army of drowned men and controls a giant. He is said to kill thousands and burn entire realms to the ground. This monster must be eliminated. Where, again, we don't have a coast in the Mediterranean, so why does this concern us? But it's because he became a sea king. That's why. He's 71 years old. He's raided many times. And he's also apparently a jurist. But he's done a lot. So, yeah, someone's got to stop him. Most of them died in this dungeon, so he hasn't killed anybody. And because of this, he's formed a bloodline. Entire cities have been decimated by the raids of Oystein. His actions assured him the legacy of one of the most fearsome, ruthless Vikings of Ostein's host. Sea King opinion, Sea Queen opinion. Organizing raids is faster and more fruitful. In my past 2 playthroughs, particularly Bosnia, I've never seen this before. Yeah, I've never seen this bloodline before. That is some scary stuff. Now you've been banished from that Slavic Sultan. Unfortunate. Last chance. How about Glaciavonia Kingdom? Turkish, but there's a few Russians about. Last chance, alright? Will they accept or will they not? I'm sure the next episode we will go to war. Huh? Esteemed King Ezekiel of Assyria, your words of the missionary have convinced me to forsake my old religion and lead Galicia, Livonia, to its rightful place among the civilized realms. I humbly request Assyria's assistance to ensure the peaceful transition to the Nestorian faith. Well, how many pagan vassals do you have? You've got a Russian Orthodox, Slavic, Russian Orthodox, Vonian Tengri, unless I saw the wall. So you got a cosmopolitan kingdom got there. Galicia and Vonia to Nestorian. Okay, King Ezekiel of Assyria will sign a non-aggression pact with Khan Yevstafi of Galicia and Vonia and assist him in converting Galicia and Vonia's population. We accept. Yeah, I guess our missionary helped convince them. Take your time, alright? We wish nothing but the best, alright? Well, the conversion of Galicia and Vonia. I received news from my missionaries only a few days after the mass baptism in Zvenihorod. Though the priest writes that he does not feel that entirely convinced about the sincerity of the barbarians' conversion. The ceremony went well, and Galicia Vonia is now officially Nestorian. By aiding in the conversion of an entire score of pagans to the one true faith, I have accomplished this feat worthy of the apostles themselves. The savages have finally seen the light. Now I will be known as the missionary. We're doing God's work. Yes, Ezekiel the missionary. So not only we're trying to rebuild Assyria, which is fully rebuilt now, strength-wise, but we're also doing good things in this world. Thank you. Even though you're a little gluttonous, and you were tutored, we're glad that you did this. As I said, I wish we could only get rid of the Var Orthodox, so there'll be Tingri again, and we'll send our missionaries to convert the Avars too, unless they do it. But they'll still be Russian Orthodox. But we hope Nestorian Galicia Vonia will continue to prosper and exist. So, again, Nestorianism has returned to Europe. Although they're still in, or should there ever be a Nestorian uprising, but it has returned. So just a few more minutes, and then we'll... Holy Christmas! They're in Assyria! Stop these raiders! That's the first time that the Norse have invaded Assyria. They didn't just invade, they just raided. Oddly enough, he's a eunuch. Disfigured look. Alright, that's enough. As we said before, we did a good thing. As we said, Assyria will rise again. And at least it's going to be led behind a true Christian who has now helped the Galician Vonian people, who are mostly Russians, to lead them to the path of righteousness. I guess they started coming down here. Must have heard about the great wealth of Assyria, so they decided to pay a visit. Oh, where else can I dispose of you? suppose. Why did I say that? It can't be Croatia. Apparently we do have faraway contact with Denmark. Maybe we could try Denmark. I know we can't do it with African pagans anymore because for reasons. No independent boons, they probably all became Buddhist. What's the strongest nomadic kingdom? Cognate sword. Where's your capital? Here. Okay, let's try them. Get them out of here. Okay, they made it to Bashkiria. So not only we're trying to rebuild Assyria's reputation, he's been kicked out, but also spreading the good faith to other parts of the world. Alright, Rod has contacted me asking if I have any interest in learning more about roses. Turn his latest achievement involves a dark red variant, mixed with a particular type of yellow wild rose. Fascinating. I shall visit the monastery where this feat's being accomplished. Yep, the guard and retinue's built. We can recruit an honor guard. A great work should be not without protection. Let's recruit a force to protect it, and maybe it can be useful for other missions. 1,500 men regiment, non-reinforcing. I guess we can use it as, well, during a crisis or a civil war of sorts. Then we can bring up the troops from the Baghdad Garden to help us out. Not for events like these. Measles! Also, you're brawny. Good. I forgot to assign you a martial guardian. But I'm glad that you're brawny. Send it to Dougal. How'd you get measles? But you should be fine. Let's call a court physician. Bringing the true faith and salvation to others is among the holiest of duties. Therefore, we ask you to construct a new church in your lands, so that your subjects may have somewhere to say prayers and worship. I think I have a place in mind. Escorted through the gardens of the monastery, I immediately spot a work of the brother Wahid. The roses are a delicate mixture of red and yellow. The hue of sunset at the center. They're beautiful, my escort nods, offering a small suite. They're a little cramped over there. Would you mind opening up? Oh, I can do that. I got green fingers. There, we've driven them out. So, I think, Nestorian, Turkish. So, he may have been kicked out, but we were able to convert at least one of them. Tyranny. Persian Zoroastrians. Against the Slavic Turks. You're doing well. So, we will end this episode on a very good note. I mean, it started off almost a near disaster, which resulted in the loss of one of our territories. But soon, we will make the comeback. Apparently their religious had excommunicated her and assassinated her while she was weak. So as we said, we're spreading the good faith to this world, and we will continue to do so. We'll try to make another effort at that. While meanwhile, Platonism spreads among the Pomeranians. Yipe. What will they think of next? Well, I'll tell you what we'll think of next. The world has suddenly become a slightly better place now, but it's only a matter of time before we will start the next war. Against Syria. and then eventually Anatolia, which Cyprus creates a revolt war against Anatolia. So just save up a little money, as I will close this episode by saying, well, again, he's got a couple of good years in him. So we'll continue to spread a good fight in other parts of the world. I'll send this missionary somewhere, as we will end right at the end of, by October. Right about now. So, again, glad we were able to spread Nestorianism, at least some parts of it, although not all have converted. But we hope for he will continue to fight the good fight. And whenever this Bulgarian dies, then we'll have another chance to try to send another missionary to him. Heck, maybe perhaps we should try Dukla. So until then, so long for now.